hot in here. It is very hot. Okay. So basically, I would consider myself a pretty disciplined person compared to the average person. I'm very disciplined and I have a very strong ambition for success, right? Materialistically, spiritually, just overall, I want to have the most fulfilling life. And I think a lot of you guys that are watching these videos will also have a similar mindset. But ironically enough, this gets it in the way of experiencing life. And what do I mean by this? I've had certain experiences in the past, and this is what I'm talking about today and trying to teach is based off my personal experience and things that I've learned over time, okay? So in the past, there's been times where, say it's a Saturday, and you're out with friends during the day, and you're going shopping, you're doing just something as a group or just with your friends. I broke out. And say something is happening at 5 p.m. You're a group of friends, one of the friends of the group of friends says, hey, why don't you, like Jake or whatever your name is, why don't you come out to so-and-so's dinner, we're doing this and you should come. And you're tired, you're not up to it, so you put it off, or you come up with excuses. You're maybe shy of meeting new people, or you don't want to go to this place for whatever reason. That's when you should do it. And there's a few reasons why, okay? What's the alternative? You go home, you do the same thing that you do on a weekday every other day. Okay, fine. And then you might say, yeah, because that's personal growth. Like I'll get to bed right on time. I'll have a great sleep. This, that, I'll save money. Yeah, that's true. You will. But you're also missing out on crucial life experience. And I think a lot of people forget about this. I know a lot of people forget about this because they think one-dimensionally, and I used to do this as well. You think by pushing yourself even when you're tired and doing things that you don't necessarily want to do is a good thing, right? Because you're staying disciplined. But no, you're staying within your comfort zone and you're not experiencing things that you haven't experienced before. And that's where true growth and life experience comes from. You don't know what you can learn that day. If you were looking at it logically, you don't know what you can learn that day. You don't know what can happen that day, what opportunity can come. You just don't know. And you know what? After I started doing this, 9 times out of 10, I would get home after doing whatever I didn't feel like doing at first, and I'll be like, oh my God, that was the best day of my life. Oh my God, I'm so grateful I did that. Just because you ignored the excuses in your mind. And you quickly learn that this is such a cool way to live life, living spontaneous in the necessary means. And you actually grow as a person because you have all these experiences and memories. And you become you can reminisce on these things, and as you get older and when you get much older, say 70s, 80s, you can think back, you'll have all these memories. You won't remember the time when you went home early because you didn't feel up for it and you just went on YouTube for 2 hours and watched Netflix for another hour, then went to sleep. No. You remember the time where you went out for dinner and you met so-and-so, you met this person, or you did this thing, or you saw that happen, and it builds you up as a person. It builds up gratitude as well, because you think, I was so close to not doing this thing, but I did it, and now look how thankful I am. And the same goes with going out. Say someone you haven't met before, or a friend asks you to go out on a night. Nothing like as long as they're not a really bad influence on you, in terms of like drugs and stuff. you know, there's multiple reasons, right? But say someone asks you to go out, or you ask someone to go out, and you're getting up to it and you're getting close to the day, and you don't feel like doing it. That's when you need to switch your mindset and be like think of all the other times. If you don't have the experience, you can't say to yourself, think of all the other times that you've done this and how good it's turned out, or it's just a story you can laugh about later on. So you don't have that. You just need to have faith in me, I guess, and know that eventually you'll realize this, and this is your message to when you don't feel like going somewhere, seeing someone and doing something. That's when you should do it, because your future self will be grateful, and you'll have them stories, even if it's a bad memory. Funny enough, if it's a really bad memory, oh my god, this happened, it was so awkward, it was so uncomfortable. Firstly, you've grown from it, and you're putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, which is what success is in the gym, which is what success is with earning and income and every other aspect of life. It's uncomfortability. You're putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, but then you also have a funny story. Or the amount of times I've gone out and like something embarrassing or whatever has happened, you get that secondhand embarrassment, like you laugh about it and you're like, oh my god, this happened, that happened. Like, Jake, you've grown so much, you've learned so much from that, and it's like, wow, like I'm so glad I did that. Like you've done something, and I'm so proud of you. Say you're so proud of yourself because you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation on purpose, and it's always led to something. It's always led to an experience. And so yeah, this is a message that I wanted to give to everyone. Like, don't especially nowadays and age, it's so easy to just go home and be on your phone or avoid a situation, like going out and experiencing things, because there's so much comfortability in our lives. But that's not what builds a fulfilling life, and it's not what also builds growth in a person, okay? The best teacher, better than reading books, better than any sort of advice, is doing it yourself and learning. By a mile. Your self-experience is the best teacher. It's better than reading. You can read 10,000 books on business, but I guarantee, maybe I'm not the right person to talk about this because I don't have business. You can read 10,000 books on, this is an exact example, you can read 10,000 books on form and how to train and the best diet and doing all that. But if you're not training, you're not learning anything. Okay, you don't understand mind-muscle connection because you don't know what it's like. You haven't activated it. It's the same thing with everything, with spirituality. You can learn about the third eye, but unless you've actually felt it, you don't know about it. You don't know how to make it work. You don't know what to do. This is a bit of a side tangent, but I didn't even know what I've heard of it. I didn't know what the third eye was until I meditated for 3-4 years. Actually, after 2 years, I think. And I started to feel a pulsing sensation in my forehead. And I was like, what is this feeling? Every time I meditate, I feel this pulsing sensation. And so I did my research and I found out, like, wow, this is the third eye. Like, it's actually real. Like, exactly what I'm feeling and experiencing is exactly what, like, all these gurus and people have talked about. Anyways, getting off track. The point of this is experience is key to life, and I think experience is fulfilling and it leads to the most amount of growth. So don't ignore that part of the brain that gives excuses. Out of your comfort zone is your comfort zone. I've had that written on my whiteboard for a long time. Remember that out of your comfort zone is your comfort zone. Get yourself out there, do things that you usually wouldn't do, and I promise you, your life will be so much better overall. Your life will just take a whole nother trajectory upwards, because the majority of people aren't like this, and you will divert from the ordinary because you're not ordinary. You want a more than ordinary life, okay? Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Bye.